Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. I'm here at 10th Cloud Expo, New York, as is Jelle Frank van der Zwet from Interxion. And we're always glad to see you, Jelle.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good morning. It's a wonderful show.
It's morning and it's cloudy. What more do you like? The whole of New York's cloudy in your honor.
Yes, well, luckily yesterday we had a big party at the Inc. 48 rooftop and we had a marvelous view. So I'm good to go for today.
And you were saying great things yesterday in the keynote room about Interxion. Let's catch up the world out there who maybe hasn't seen. Just give us the potted version of the Interxion success story.
Yes, well, yesterday we launched our next cloud test lab together with Eucalyptus, Atrato and Arista. And we have Martin Mikus on stage, and well, I think we explained to the crowd and to the rest of the world how exciting it is to have this next cloud test lab.
And he was pretty excited. That's not a bad reference to have, is it? Martin Mikus standing on your stage saying, no, these guys are cool.
Yes, well, we consider it a very important tool for the European market, where a lot of system integrators and service providers are still building up their first cloud deployments. And this is a great way for them to try it out, trial it before they test it and roll it out and expand into the market.
And let's back right up again, just in case somebody hasn't caught up with you yet. Let's just nail how big you guys are.
Well, we have 29 data centers in 11 countries in 13 cities. So in that way, we can cover more than 90% of all the broadband users in Western Europe.
So it's pretty much a leading market position.
Absolutely. We're the leading provider in Europe.
So who is going to be coming and doing business with you? Who's doing business now at Cloud Expo in the back there with you guys?
Well, we see two groups. The first group is the infrastructure as a service providers. We've seen last year a big wave of all the big names coming to Europe, and we're hosting quite a few of them already. And now we see a second wave of followers coming into the European market. The good thing I hear from them is that they already have customers. So they know very clear what they want and where they want to put it.
So they're not just kicking the tires, they want to get on with it.
No. And funny you mentioned kicking the tires. I've heard that a lot these days. And absolutely not. And they are followed by what we call the enterprises. And enterprises are starting to realize that they need a consistent approach towards clouds, that they need an integrated solution, and basically they're already there where IT was a couple of years ago. It's back to business as usual. They need a service level agreement, they need to know what their availability are, they know that there are new constraints to latency, which becomes very, very important for applications and big data. So we know their requirements, and it's good to see that we can meet those requirements and follow up on their questions.
And you mentioned big data, Jelle, as an obvious entree. I mean, we've introduced it big time here at the show and on the technical program. That could be a huge driver for you, huh?
Yes, it is. It is. We've already seen it in retail. And I think big data is not going to be so much about storing all that information. I mean, there's a lot of information around there. What are these companies going to do with it? And that's where our data centers are uniquely positioned, because imagine you want to get an offer out to a customer that you know is going to be near one of your stores. You need to get that information there in real time. There's no sense in sending that information 5 minutes later. So low latency connections, our highly connected data centers, that's what they need to provide those services.
So that's a good distinction you're making there. It's the real timeness of it, not necessarily just let's put it somewhere and leave it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's not just about analytics. Analytics is what you do when you have time. You want to get those offers out, you want to make money out of that big data, and that's when real time is of the essence.
Interesting. What should we say to people who've followed the story, who maybe aren't here? Where can they go? Go to the website, obviously.
Yes, of course, it's interxion.com. They can look us up, but obviously we're also on Twitter and Facebook under Interxion. And they can find any information they want, and if they can't find it, ask us a question.
There you are. Jelle is telling you what you can do, and you can absolutely connect with them terribly easy. Thank you so much.